Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. I of course am just another heavy metal maniac, and today I am back once again with another video, and this video is going to be a response video slash contest entry for none other than Thrash Maniac 99. Now I'm sure all of you watching this already are subscribed to Thrash Maniac 99, but if you are not, you definitely should go sub to him because he is a genuinely just great, down-to-earth, awesome dude with a great channel, great taste in music, all around great guy, and I have had the privilege of hanging out with him on live streams and chatting with him off camera from time to time as well. Again, overall, just a great channel and a great guy. Go subscribe to him if you are not. But just recently, he has hit 5,000 subscribers on his channel. So, Levi, firstly, I want to congratulate you because that is an absolutely huge milestone, and I am so happy for you. Yeah, 5,000 subscribers is absolutely remarkable, but you deserve them. You deserve all the subscribers that you can possibly get, because again, you are a great guy with a genuinely great channel, and I am very honored and privileged to have, be able to hang out with you and stuff, and to call you my buddy. But, so, yes, he recently just hit 5,000 subscribers, and he has decided to host a little contest slash kind of giveaway kind of thing. Very much, he said that he was actually directly inspired by George G's Room of Rock contest earlier, which I also participated in. So basically, the rules for the contest are fairly simple. All you really have to do is spell out his full name using albums slash bands that are in your collection. He specified that you can use, album titles or names of bands. I've gone with a mixture of both, much like I did for George G's Room of Rock contest. So I'm going to be spelling out Thrash Maniac 99's full name is Levi McIntyre, and so I'm going to be spelling out his name using various bands and albums that I have in my collection. I've got a stack here of CDs, tapes, and vinyl. So yeah, without further ado, enough of my ramblings. Let's just get right into this list, I suppose. And we're going to be starting off with the letter L, obviously. And for the letter L, I have chosen Sargeist, Let the Devil In. Yes, this is the third album from this Finnish black metal project, one of the greatest black metal albums of all time, in my opinion. I absolutely love this album. Every single track on here is absolutely amazing, like Empire of Suffering, From the Black Coffin Layer, Nocturnal Revelation, the title track, Let the Devil In, is really good. Twilight Breath of Satan is awesome. Yeah, this is, for me, without a doubt, the best Sargeist album. Honestly, maybe even the best thing Shoutrog has released thus far, because this album is just, again, absolutely incredible. If you love just like riffy, dark, evil, atmospheric black metal, this is absolutely one of the essential albums. If you've not heard this album and you are a fan of stuff like I'd say Marduk and Horna, of course, Satanic War Master. If you're a fan of any of those bands and you somehow have not heard this, you definitely need to hear this, because this is one of the staples in Finnish black metal. I absolutely love this album. So this is my entry for the letter L, Sargeist, Let the Devil In. Now, the second album is for the letter E, and for that I have chosen Demolition Hammer's Epidemic of Violence. This is the second studio album from this New York-based thrash metal act, and yeah, this is kind of like the perfect example of when thrash was starting to get heavier in the 90s, of course, before everything kind of all went to shit, but god damn, this album is just pure fucking intensity and aggression. Like, you get kind of all the, like, snotty, kind of punky thrash attitude, but mixed in with just crushing death metal brutality. Yeah, this is a death thrash staple. Again, absolutely essential 90s thrash metal album. Again, every single track on here is amazing. Skull Fracturing Nightmare, what a fucking opener. Human Dissection, Pyroclastic Annihilation, Carnivorous Obsession, Omnivore, Aborticide. Yeah, this whole album is just, again, pure violence. This and Tortured Existence are, again, two of like the finest death thrash albums you can get your hands on. Time Bomb, it exists, and that's all I'm going to say about it. But yeah, for the letter E, I've gone with Demolition Hammer's Epidemic of Violence. So, for the letter V, I have gone with a tape. And this is going to be the first one that's a band name rather than an album title. But the band is Vehement, and this is their second studio album, God Was Created. Yeah, this is melodic death metal, but this is heavy as fuck melodic death metal. This is very much in that same vein as like Intestine Ballism or Grenadier, House of Atreus, stuff like that, where it's melodic and there's great melodies all throughout this album, but it is just fucking brutal at the same time. And yeah, so you get the mixture. It's really this beautiful dichotomy between all these pretty, I will honestly not even really pretty melodies, just kind of more melodic sections mixed in with, again, lots of just death metal brutality. The production's more raw death metal forward. The vocals are just these low, nasty growls rather than the more kind of high register vocals you tend to get in melodic death metal. And yeah, I absolutely love this album. Songs like "Made Her for Jesus" or "Made for Her Jesus," "She Never Noticed Me," "Lusting for Affection," "Last Fantasy of Christ," "I Must Not Live." Yeah, this album is absolutely just ripping. If you've not heard it, but you are a fan of Intestine Ballism, Argo Slant, definitely House of Atreus, Grenadier, all that stuff. This is absolutely kind of an essential album. That whole kind of subset of heavy melodic death metal bands. Absolutely essential release. Probably without a doubt the best album from this band. This is my pick for the letter V. Vehemence, God Was Created. Alright, for the final... Oh, don't fall over there now, please. For the final letter of of Levi, or for the first part of Levi's name, obviously the letter I, I've gone with an absolute classic. Everyone knows this album, but I'm going to show it off anyway. Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind. Yep, this is my favorite Iron Maiden album. I absolutely love this album. I know this album seems to be a little bit divisive amongst people. Weirdly, some people think it's an absolute masterpiece like me. Other people seem to be kind of more halfway about it, but I absolutely adore this album. I think every track on this album is absolutely brilliant. Like, the first 3 tracks alone on this album, Where Eagles Dare, Revelations, Flight of Icarus, talk about a 1-2-3 punch. Holy shit, those 3 songs are absolutely incredible. Of course, you got The Trooper, which is a great song, absolute heavy metal classic. But I mean, Still Life is amazing. Tame a Land, the great epic closer. Yeah, this album, again, my favorite Iron Maiden album, one of my all-time favorite albums. I think this album is an absolute masterpiece. I even like some of the tracks some people don't like on here, like Quest for Fire or Down of Your Boots on. I still love those songs. But yeah, Peace of Mind, Iron Maiden, absolute classic. That's my pick for the letter I, the first of 3 I's, I should say. So now that the first half of Levi's name is out of the way, we're going to move on to his last name, McIntyre. And of course, the first letter is M. And for that, I've gone with another band name. The band is none other than Molested, and this is their lone full-length album, Bloodrum. So this was the one of the first projects involving of Oystein from Borknagar before he moved on obviously to Borknagar. And this is, honestly, I would say, definitely in kind of an underrated gem of a death metal album, because this album is... it's strange. It's definitely strange. It's kind of... I guess you could lump it in under the whole kind of incantation worship umbrella, but there's a lot more going on with this album. Like, there's all kinds of, like, folk elements, dare I say, even little hints of black metal, and may I say even some kind of avant-garde moments as well. It is it's just kind of a strange but very very awesome old school death metal album. Yeah, like I said, this is the lone full-length album from this project because obviously Oystein went on to do Borknagar and everything else kind of. Yeah, and the other members went off to do different things as well, but still, if you have not heard this album and you are a fan of Incantation, definitely I'd say Infestor, The Chasm, any of those bands, check this out. I think this is a pretty damn worthwhile release. Molested, Bloodrum. I don't know if I said the name of the album. The album is Bloodrum, by the way. I don't know if I said it, but yeah. This is my pick for the letter M. Now, for the first vinyl I'm going to show off today, for the letter C, this is the band Cenotaph and their album, The Gloomy Reflection of Our Hidden Sorrows. Talked about this album at length on this channel before, I feel like, because this is one of my all-time favorite death metal albums, possibly even in my top 3 favorite death metal albums of all time. I absolutely love this album. This is honestly one of the heaviest, just like pure death metal albums I've ever heard. Like, the production of this album is just so dense and heavy. It's just like, holy fuck. This album is just, again, it's just crushing, honestly. Like, yeah, I mean, a lot of people say, oh, what's the heaviest? Like, this is, to me, is the definition of heavy. Just crushing and just merciless. You get all kinds of doomy elements on this album. You get just again that kind of gross, cavernous, oozing evil, atmospheric in some parts, kind of death metal. And yeah, I think every track on this album is absolutely brilliant. Like Ashes in the Rain, A Red Sky, Evokes Doom. What else? In the Cosmic Solitude, Tenebrous Apparitions. Yeah, I absolutely love this album. To me, I've said it before, I said it again, Mexico has one of the most underrated scenes in all of metal, and this is one of the best examples of just how underrated and how kick-ass the Mexican metal scene really is. Cenotaph, Gloomy Reflection of Our Hidden Sorrows. If you've not heard it and you're a fan of, I'd say definitely again, Incantation, Infestor, The Chasm. Yeah, definitely check this out. This is a very, very worthwhile album in my opinion. Definitely my favorite album by this band because they definitely went in a more melodic direction after this album, but I still like the band, but this is just an absolutely insanely heavy death metal album. So this is my pick for the letter C, Cenotaph, Gloomy Reflection of Our Hidden Sorrows. Set you down right there, and move on to the letter I. So, I'm going with the Incantation Diabolical Conquest. Yep, this is the third studio album from this, I believe they started out in New Jersey or Pennsylvania, but really relocated to Ohio for some time. Regardless of wherever you want to classify them as where they're from, this is the third album from this legendary American death metal act, and yeah, this is my favorite Incantation album. I think this whole album is just nasty, filthy, again, pretty much a staple in the whole subgenre of cavernous, just gross, evil, sort of doomy death metal. And yeah, like songs like Impending Diabolical Conquest, Desecration of the Heavenly Graceful, Disciples of Blasphemous Reprisal, United in Repugnance, Ethereal Misery, some of the best song titles, and this album cover is just absolutely disgusting as well. And actually funny that I brought up Cenotaph right before this, because both of those albums, Cenotaph and Incantation, both feature Daniel Corchado on the vocals. I mean, he's one of my favorite death metal vocalists, honestly. I love his vocals. And yeah, his performance on this album is absolutely ravenous. It's probably my favorite vocal performance this entire band ever had, honestly. This album is just a masterpiece. If you've not heard it, you are sorely missing out. And yeah, that's my pick for the letter I, Incantation's Diabolical Conquest. Sit you down right there. So, next up we have the letter N, and I'm trying to, I spelled it right, his name right, so yeah. Trying my best not to look like an idiot here. I am pretty tired. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I'm sorry if I seem a little loopy. It's because I am. But my next pick for the letter N is Candlemass and their album Nightfall. So yeah, Candlemass, one of the staples in doom metal, the godfathers of epic doom, and one of my all-time favorite bands. This is my second favorite album by Candlemass. I like Tales of Creation just ever so slightly more. But I mean, this album is pretty much flawless in my opinion. Like this, again, every single song on this album is incredible. Like The Well of Souls, possibly my favorite Candlemass song, At the Gallows End, which is just such a beautiful, morose song. Samaritan, Darker, The Veils of Death, and of course, who can forget Bewitched with one of the greatest music videos of all time. It's just hilariously entertaining. But yeah, this album is, of course, this was Messiah Marcolin's big debut with the band, and yeah, this album is absolute staple in doom metal, one of the most essential releases in that entire scene. If you've not heard it, you are missing out big time once again. That's my pick for the letter N, Candlemass Nightfall. Alright, now moving on to the letter T. We are going to Benediction and their album Transcend the Rubicon. This is, in my opinion, the best Benediction album. I mean, it might change up a little bit whenever I get around to doing a Benediction ranking, which will happen one day. But this album is just seriously some of the best old school death metal you can get your hands on. Like, it's very kind of just groove oriented. I mean, Benediction, to me, they're pretty much like the British Obituary. That's kind of how I've always viewed them. But yeah, songs like Unfound Mortality, Night Fear, I Bow to None, Painted Skulls, Wrong Side of the Grave. Yeah, this album is honestly one of my favorite album artworks too. Like, I know a lot of people talk about Dancy Graves' artworks, but I think this is honestly one of his more underrated ones. I love the artwork on this album. And yeah, Dave Ingram, one of my favorite like death metal vocalists. That dude's just got such a great fucking delivery. But yeah, this album is just riff city, blast beat city. It's riffy, it's groovy, it's an absolutely badass death metal album. Again, if you're a fan of stuff like Obituary and Bolt Thrower, like any just kind of like more groove oriented death metal, this is absolutely right up your alley. I know it's right up my alley, so that's my pick for the letter T. Benedictions transcend the Rubicon. Oh, moving on now to the final I. I have chosen another band name. We have the band Infernal Majesty and their album None Shall Defy. This is the debut album from this frankly underrated Canadian thrash metal act. Now, a lot of people say that, oh, Razor's Canadian Slayer, Sacrifice is Canadian Slayer, blah, blah, blah. No, these guys are the closest that Canada ever got to recreating Slayer, because this album is just pure riffs, like almost bordering on death metal in certain parts. Yeah, absolute riffs and intensity. I think this is an absolute thrashter piece. I love pretty much everything about this album. I mean, the album art's maybe a little goofy, but I still like it. But I mean, dude, all the songs, like the opening track, Overlord, is such a ripper. Night of the Living Dead, the title track, None Shall Defy, Skeletons in the Closet. Yeah, this whole album is absolutely all killer, no filler. Again, if you are a fan of Slayer, Sacrifice, Razor, any of those bands, any bands that sound like Slayer, you absolutely should listen to this album, because I think, again, this is honestly one of my favorite thrash albums of all time. Just absolutely flawless album in my opinion. Infernal Majesty, None Shall Defy. This is my pick for the letter I. Killer, killer thrash album. So we are down to the last two picks, and we're moving on to the letter R. I'm going with an album title for this one. This is the final tape I'll be showing today. This is an album I showed off very recently in my collection update, but I think this is a pretty badass album, so I'm going to show it again. This is Detente and their album Recognize No Authority. So this is a debut album from this... I always say they're from Chicago. I know they're from LA, but for some reason in my brain, they're from Chicago. But no, they're from LA. The speed slash thrash metal band, kind of a hybrid of the two, with a little bit of kind of punkiness thrown in as well. There's definitely some big punk vibes on this album. I mean, even just down to like the album art and all. But yeah, I mean, you have Dawn Crosby, who is just an underrated vocalist. It's just so sad that she passed, because she's just an absolutely great vocalist, especially on this album. She's just, actually, this is the only album she's sang on, but yeah, great vocalist. And yeah, songs like Losers, Russian Roulette, Holy War, Life is Pain, Widow's Walk, Vultures in the Sky. Yeah, this is a pretty damn killer, again, speed thrash hybrid with a little bit of punk thrown in as well. Kind of all, I wouldn't necessarily call it crossover, but there's definitely some punky attitude and punky energy to this album. If you're a fan of stuff like Razor and, you know, Zoetrope and all those bands, or E-Trope, however you say that band, I don't know how to say that band's name, but if you like stuff like that, pretty damn killer album that I highly, highly recommend. Alright, and the final album I'm going to be showing off today, the final album is going to be for the letter E, to spell out McIntyre, or hopefully I'm saying that right. Levi, please correct me if I'm saying it wrong. But the final album I'm going to be showing off today is Queensryche's Empire. This is, of course, their fourth studio album, released in 1990. This album, I personally love this album, even though, yeah, it's them trying to sound a little more commercial. Like, this is arguably a little more kind of hard rock at some points, even just, like, kind of moving away from, like, progressive metal and just kind of even metal in general. A lot of this is kind of focused on more just hooks and, like, kind of flat-out hard rockin' kind of songs, but I absolutely love this album. Like, dude, songs like Best I Can, of course, Jet City Woman, Never Raining Night Without You, Silent Lucidity, one of the best, like, power ballads of all time. I absolutely love that song. And yeah, this album is absolutely killer in my opinion. Queensryche Empire, yeah, again, I think this album's a classic. I don't think Queensryche never need much of an introduction. They're one of the pioneers of progressive metal. Again, not as progressive as some of their other releases, but still damn worthwhile. So for me, Queensryche Empire, I love this album, and it's the final album I'm using to spell out Levi's name. So, that is all the albums I'm going to show off here for today, and this reminder, this is a contest entry for Mr. Levi McIntyre. I don't even really care about the contest itself, honestly. Like, I don't really care to win. I'm just doing this because it was a fun video idea, and also I want to be able to support Levi because he's supported my channel a bunch, and, you know, again, overall, he's just a really, really great dude with a really great channel. Again, Levi, if you're watching this, you're awesome, and I look forward to streaming with you or chatting with you whenever we get around to it. Whenever we get around to doing an episode of the Horseman podcast, I really look forward to doing that as well. But yeah, really not much else to say. That kind of concludes this video. If you made it to the end of this video, you are awesome, and I appreciate you. Do consider leaving a like if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below. Tell me, what do you think about the albums I think out and stuff. And also, I encourage you to also make your own responses to Levi's thread as well. Or he also said that if you don't feel like making a response video, you can just go on his video and comment. Which, I mean, you can totally do that if you want to as well. Yeah, anyways, that really kind of concludes this video. I do have channel memberships up if you're interested. They're only 99 cents a month, and I'll be offering members-only live streams and exclusive emojis. You don't have to, but if you do sign up, I would be highly, highly, highly appreciative. Yep, I'm just another Heavy Metal Maniac. I'll see you all sometime in the future. In the meantime, all of you take care and have a great day. So long.